this is my slightly nervous face because I'm going swimming somewhere I've not been before, and more to the point, it's a facility that's that you pay to go to, so it's almost the direct opposite of all the kind of swimming I do. Hi, my name's Rachel Andrews. Welcome to Everyday Athlete. On this week's video, I'm taking my very first swim at a managed facility. I'm on my way into Andark Lake to go for a swim this morning. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know I do love a freebie, and I pretty much never pay to go swimming, but I'm in a situation of desperate times now. I entered a competition on Instagram to win a couple of spaces for the Selkie Henley Classic, and I won. Super excited. My friend and I will be taking part. A couple of details that I didn't really pay too much attention to. Number one, it's upstream, so we're swimming into stream. It's an endurance race, and you also have to be out the water by 6:30 in the morning to let the rowers get on. A couple of things I hadn't really taken into account, and now time's ticking on, weather's been rubbish, and I've not really been able to do much training, so I'm having to take drastic measures and go somewhere where training's a possibility. So I'm just taking the about 300-metre walk up to the lake. I didn't really see any signs for it, but I kind of guessed it must be up this way, as it wasn't in the car park and it won't be on the main road. Today's little game will cost me £7 for a 45-minute slot. Now, usually the reason I haven't been to a managed facility before is because where I live I'm surrounded by rivers and the sea, lots and lots of options to go swimming. But with it chucking it down, that takes the rivers out. Swimming in a river after heavy rain like we've had this weekend will mean that there's runoff from the fields, maybe some sewagey stuff, and the likelihood of getting a little bit sick or an upset stomach from it is elevated after rain. And I did a video about that when that happened to me, which I'll link in the description below. I think I'm almost there, which is a nice relief. I must admit I'm feeling a little bit nervous, because with it being a 45-minute slot, normally I'm pretty free and easy with when I turn up to go for a swim. I'll turn up when I'm ready, I'll stay in as long as I feel like it, and yeah, I'll just hang out at the location afterwards. But given the current situation, you can only be on site 10 minutes beforehand, and you must be off site 15 minutes afterwards. So it's quite a lot more regimented than my kind of swimming, but needs must. And I've heard that the water temperature is 15 degrees, which is at least 4 degrees warmer than I've been in recently. So that should make for quite a pleasant swim. Well, so I've been in and I've signed in. That was all very easy and pretty hands-free. They've got a whole lot of COVID secure stuff going on with clean pens and used pens and all the rest of it. And I've been told I need to get in at end B. Got a nice little one-to-one briefing, which was really friendly, and I've now got a fairly good idea what I'm going to get up to. So I'm impressed so far with the kind of changing area, or at least under the shade. Obviously we can't go indoors at the moment, but that roof extends out. I can't get my hand to work the right way. That extends out, and there are chairs and things to leave your stuff on, so that's going to keep everything nice and dry in the event of a downpour, so that's pretty nice. So here's the lake itself. I'm a little bit surprised at how small it is. I think end to end it's about 50 metres, something like that. And I had no idea of that size, but still, it's nice to get out here. It's bigger than a swimming pool, so I'm looking forward to getting in, especially if it's warmer than the sea. It's going really well so far. I can't believe how nice and clean the water is, and even when it's belting down with rain, how nice it is to be able to swim undisturbed. And because of the limited numbers, there's only been 4 of us in the lake at all. I think there's 1 more person swimming at the moment. I am going to get back in and have another little go, but it is super peaceful. Feels like I'm in my own private facility, and probably well worth the £7. You could be looking at a convert here for some more longer training swims. Well, that's me done for my first visit to Andark, and I think I'll be coming again. Super clear water, tasted nice and clean, and anyone who swims outdoors will know you can't help but accidentally taste the water. And just a really peaceful setting. I really enjoyed that. One good thing about this facility is they've got a shop, a load of stuff to browse. They've got a load of swim wetsuits, which is pretty cool. And I've just managed to order myself a hot chocolate, so I'm going to enjoy that and warm up a little before I start driving home. Well, that's much better now. I've had hot chocolate from the little cafe, another bonus for being at a managed facility, and I'm feeling a bit better. So I was thinking through, what are the bonuses then of going somewhere where you have to put down your hard-earned cash? Well, the ones I can think of from my experience this morning would be there's guaranteed car parking, there's somewhere to change, there's somewhere to buy a drink afterwards, there's a signing in and signing out process, so somebody knows that you're in the water and they know when you've got out. You also have signed a health disclaimer, which they keep there, so somebody is looking out for you. So that's pretty handy, isn't it? The other thing is, I already knew what the water temperature was going to be. It said it was 15. Garmin said 14. It had been belting it down, so that's probably the reason. And you can meet a lot of other like-minded individuals as well. I've just had a nice chat there with a gentleman who's been in for a swim and is now going in for a dive. So where you go swimming, if you want to swim on your own, a managed facility could be the route forwards for you. The other thing was, it was really, really easy to book. There's lots of different slots they had. I think there were 3 slots this morning. There were a whole load of slots yesterday. But it does sort of go against the grain for me, needing to book in for a specific time slot. But I guess that's the way a managed facility can work. It needs to know who's in there and how many people are going to be there at any one time, especially in the current circumstances. So thinking about the cons then of going to a managed facility, well, number one is the stringent nature of it and needing to say that you're going to be there at a specific time and that you've got a particular time period that you can be in. Other things that I wasn't massively keen about, I didn't really know what the situation was with the change room or where I could put my kit, so I left all my warm stuff in the car and my warm drink, because I thought, well, I don't want to just leave it out in the rain. I guess I could have phoned the facility and found out a little bit more, but it wasn't obvious for me. in non-COVID times I'll be able to put it inside, I'm sure. Let me think if there are any other things I wasn't massively keen on. Maybe the fact that with the boys you're supposed to swim around in a certain way, and if it was busy in here, you could end up with that horrible situation where you've got the triathlete who's really trying to push their time, tapping your feet. And I saw Reverend Kay Botley put something on her Twitter the other day that she'd been really put off her swim when somebody had tapped her feet. You know, she'd been swimming all winter, and then someone comes along, bustling along, taps her feet to get out the way, almost to say, "Go, you're going a bit silly, chop chop." And I really wouldn't want that, because I don't swim competitively. It's not something I'm interested in. I just do it for fun, so I don't want to really be pressured during that swim. Having said all that though, on balance, I'm a bit of a convert, and I think that if the weather's not great down at the coast or the conditions aren't right, I would certainly consider coming back and doing some more of my training swims in a managed facility. And this one, not being very far from home, is a good choice for me. Well, I had a brilliant time at the lake this morning. It was definitely worthwhile for me as an experienced swimmer to go and find somewhere that it doesn't matter what the tide's doing, it almost doesn't matter what the weather's doing, I can still get in there and get some decent swimming in, so that I can start to improve my fitness towards this Henley Classic that I'm taking part in. As a newbie as well, I think it would be a really nice place to try it out. So often at outdoor swimming venues there are coaches who can introduce you, and they often do introductory sessions for people who are just looking to get a feel for outdoor swimming. You can find out about them by looking on the Outdoor Swimmer website. I'll put a link in the description below, and they've got a whole load of venues on there throughout the UK where you can find somewhere hopefully close to you. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and if you have, you'll give it a like, drop me a comment and let me know what you think to lake swimming and whether you go to organised venues. And if you did like it, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you along. Don't forget to click on my face and ding the little bell, and you'll know when the next one's out. See you next time.